Hello friends, how are you doing today? So I hope you all have a very good weekend. So today's video I'm going to share a new project with you guys. So it's related to the Google form. So basically I think I did this before. I have two separate videos about how to embed it, Google form to the Gmail and how to create the prefilled Google form. Okay, so this one is basically a combination of both of them. So you can embed a prefilled form to Gmail and send it the uh, to anyone you like. Okay, so let me give you a very quick demo here. So here I have basically two lines here with the prefilled values. I'd like to prefilled and send the form to myself. Okay, so here, as you can see here, I have a very simple. Basically, I add a very example here, as you can see. So for this field, you can see here, which have an entry dot, anything like that. So it's basically an entry ID. Okay, so if you see a column with this entry ID, that means this is a column which is a field in your Google form. Okay, this entry ID will be used in the prefilled form. So if you copy this URL, this is called prefilled URL, you pass it here in your browser, you should have a, yes, you should have a prefilled form like this. But we don't want to do that like this. We are going to embed this form to the Gmail. All right, so let's leave for now. And basically I have a short answer for the input, and I have a paragraph here, and we also have a checkbox, as you can see here in the notes. It's a multiple select, so you can choose the values available here, 4 of them. The values depends on the items you set up in the Google form. So for this example, I only add 4 items here, and same 4 items for the radio buttons here, and for the drop downs here as well. So here I also have a scale. So basically you can input a number from 1 to 5, and also for the date and the time. All right, so I think I covered the most common use of the Google Forms in this project. All right, so let's try to send the form. So the status here. So if the status is sent, if you run the function here from this app menu, this sent. If the status is sent, so this line will be ignored. So you need to empty this. All right, so no matter whatever values here is not sent, if you run this function send prefilled form, and we're going to send the link and the embedded form in Gmail. Okay, so now as you can see, I have the success message here, and if I go back to my Gmail and let me refresh. So I hope yes, I got two new emails. Okay, so with subject. So if I check one of them here, as you can see, I have a prefilled link here. So if you click this one, it should bring you to the prefilled form link page, just like what we did before. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a short answer from the spreadsheet. The first one, my name. Okay, the paragraph, then checkbox is checked, and the Twitter for this radio button, and Instagram for the drop down, and also for the scale is 3, and date time is also updated. All right, so if you check the So if you don't need to have this link, you also can check the content here, and you can do the form submission directly in this email. Okay, as you can see, this email is also updated. All right, so Instagram, the scale is also updated, and the date and the time is also updated. So you can do the submission here directly in the Gmail. So if you click OK, it should submit the data to your Google form. All right, so let's right now cancel it here, and you also can check this one. So this one is for the second line. It have a short answer from Muji. So as you can see here, short answer is updated. So basically, that's all the functions here. So if you're interested in this project and you think this could be useful for you, so right now let me show you how to deploy this project to your Google Drive. Okay, you may need to do a little bit setup. All right, if you don't want to watch this video, and I also have instructions here on GitHub, so you can follow it step by step. All right, so let me show you how to do it. So first, in this app, you also have a function here called Open Settings. So if you run this, we're going to open a setting page here, a setting pop-up like this. So basically, you can enter whatever Google form you created. So here, first step, you need to put URL of the form. I mean the edit form. So let me maybe find a form. So this is a form I used for this project. So basically, you only need to copy this URL, not the published URL, not this one, not this one. Okay, not this one. This one is the published URL, so anybody can see it and submit. So you need to copy this one to here. All right, so once you I'm sorry, so first step, you need to make a copy of this file to your Google Drive. Okay, so once you made a copy of it, you will be able to do the setup on your side. Okay, so you basically go to the settings, and the first step you need to put the form URL here. Okay, so you copy the URL and put it here, and you should be able to validate the form. All right, so what this validate function do here is to check if this URL is valid. Maybe you did some wrong here in this URL. You do the check, so you're going to give you some error like this. All right. And another thing is very important. The validation is to do is we're going to check if there is any responses in this form. So if I delete this one, so for the new form, you may not have any responses in the form, so it's 0 responses. So for this kind of situation, if you validate this form, we're going to give you a warning like that, like this. So there is no response in the form, so you need to create at least one for the prefilled template, because I'm using the first response in your form as a prefilled template, so you need to at least have one. Okay, so if it is a new form, you can go to the step 2. Okay, you can create the first response. If you click this button, it's going to open the form, and you can submit the first one. All right, so let's do paragraph, and make sure all of these questions are answered, because if you didn't answer it, you will not see it in the pre-filled link. Okay, so let's just put some values here. Let's do 8:30. All right, so let's submit. So once you finish the creation of the first response, you can go back to this app and you can revalidate it. So, all right, so the validation is success. So, and then we can create the template. All right. So this template can be created manually. The name has to be this pre-filled content. Okay. So if you try to create it, because we already have one in this spreadsheet, so the message is ask you to rename the existing one, all right, and try it again. So let's remove this name. That's to be deleted. Okay, so let's try to recreate it. So right now, now we have a success message, right? So if you don't like this name, you can change it in the code. Okay, this is defined in the code. I will show you later. All right, so now we have a template like this created. Basically, this information is from your form. Okay. So this is the question is the title of the form item. Okay, short answer paragraph checkbox, because what I defined in this form. Questions. Yes, what I defined here. Okay, like this. So you can try it later. And the notes are also created in the template as well. So especially for this kind of stuff, for this checkbox, you need to know which options is available for this checkbox, and also for the radio, like radio is the same. Okay. And so once you have this template, you can update this template. All right, you can add more pre-filled values like this, and you just update the values here, maybe person 1, person 2, person 3, and you need to change this send to email address. Okay, so this is the fake one. You need to update the email address here. So let's put my email address here to do some test. Okay, now I have done the template update. So your form is different from my form. So you need to do some update in the script. Okay, so let's go back to the form. The first step you need to do, you need to send. Okay, you need to send the form to yourself, so you can get the HTML content of this form. Okay, so let's put my email address here. Make sure this is checked. So you're going to embed the form in the email. Okay, so this will be our template we're going to use. All right. So you also can change the subject and the message here. I will keep it as default. So send it. So right now, if you go back to the Gmail, you should receive an email like this. So this is the one created by Google. Okay. So you need to find the content you need and copy the HTML content and paste the content to the script. Okay, so basically you right click and inspect this page. All right, so you get the content you need. You click this button here, and if you want to see the whole form like this, include the background like the, so for me, I only pick this part. So as you can see, I only choose this part because I don't want to have this button here, and I don't want to have this Google Forms and here, so this light purple background, I don't need it. So I only select this one. So if you prefer to have all of them, you also can choose this div here. As you can see, if you highlight this div, the left side is also highlighted. So you also can copy this one. But for me, I think I'm going to choose this one. I think this one will be enough for me. All right. Where is the highlight? Cannot see it. This is the table. Okay, I think this is. So you can right click on this div and copy the element. All right. So now you go back to the file, and from this tools menu, go to the script editor. It should bring you to this script editor page, and you need to replace the default email content with yours. You just copy it. Okay, so I have a comment here. You need to delete this div. Okay, all of this content here, and replace. Okay, so basically you put the div between these two tags. All right, so this is just copied from the email. Okay, from here, copied from here. Okay, so there are also some settings here. If you check this this div here, as you can see, if you check them, this div have a margin. I also want to remove the margin. It's not this one. Let me do a very quick check. Okay, let's do this copy, and let's remove this. And paste here. So for this div, there is some default settings, default styles created by Google. So if you don't like it, you need to do some modification here. For the maximum width, Google said it is 624 pixels. I want to keep it 100% width, so I remove this one. And for the paddings, I also don't need the padding, so I also remove the paddings. So you can keep it here. So you also can do some other modifications here. So that's all you need to do, all right, in the script. And by the way, if you don't like the template name, you can change it here, okay? And for the background color, for this header, you also can do the changes here, all right? And if you don't want to embed the form in the email, so if you don't want to embed the form, you only need to send the prefilled link. You also can change this embedded flag to false, okay? So by default, it's true, all right? So I think that's all you need to do. All right, let's run a test. So once you finish this update, you can run a test. So let's run a test here. Let's hope I did everything correctly. So by default, no issues I can see. So 3 emails have been sent. So let's check my email box. Maybe need a while, wait for a while. So in the meantime, if you need to change the email subject, you need to go to the app script. You should find a function called send. The fast way to do it is to do a search for subject, I think. All right. Yes, this is the subject of the email. You can change it here. All right. Where are we? I got 3 new emails. Okay, so it looks like this person 1 is correct, and all the other stuff looks normal because I didn't change it. And the person 2 and person 3. So it looks like everything's working fine. All right. So basically, that's all you need to do, I think. All right. So I think I'm going to close this recording here today. So thanks for watching. If you are interested in this project and if you find any issues and any other improvement you'd like to you can send me an email or leave a comments. Okay. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.